Hey guys, Gathering the Magic back again with a different video. This is one I've talked about in my last couple videos, the power of 20%. And what this video is based on is, I know I've thought about this a lot and I know other people have as well. If I buy an asset, when do I sell? How much do I sell? How much do I buy if it goes lower? All these kind of questions. So I was just crunching some numbers, and just for an example, let's say that you bought last fall SPS, back when SPS was around $1, and you decided, okay, I believe in this project. I think this SPS is going to go places. I'm going to put $100 in, and I'm going to end up with 100 SPS. And then as we saw what has happened since then, it hasn't been a straight line, but pretty much SPS has drifted from $1 all the way down to, it's gone lower than 8 cents, but I just stopped at 8 cents for this example. So let's say it goes down 20%. So it goes from $1 to 80 cents. Now what I was thinking of for this example is, let's say every time it drops 20%, you add 20% to your bag. So when you have 100 SPS and it drops to 80 cents, you buy another 20 to build your bag to 120 SPS. So that costs you another $16 out of pocket. So now the $100 in SPS value that you had when you had 100 at $1, now you have 120 of them at 80 cents a piece. So now your SPS value is $96. And I just took that example all the way down to 8 cents. So by the time you get down to 8 cents, you now have 746 SPS. So you've 7.5 times your initial amount of SPS that you own, but it's cost you an additional $143.70. So now if you said, wow, I want to get out of this, I'm going to sell my SPS and just get back as much as I can. Well, your SPS now is only worth a little bit under 60 bucks. So you're $84 in the hole from when you started. So that's pretty much the worst case scenario of what you don't want to do. So when it goes and it crashes all the way down to this, at this point you just have to say to yourself, okay, now how much do I need this to go back up just to break even? And how do I take profits along the way? So what I was thinking of is every time the price goes back up 20%, instead of selling 20%, sell 10, just a sliver of what you have. So the price was 8 cents. You have 746 from buying all the way down. Your $143 out of pocket, and these are your costs. So let's say SPS goes back up 20%. Well, that would be to about 10 cents. So now you sell 10% of your bag, you get about $7.50 back into your account. So now your out of pocket is going down slightly, and you can see the values here. So in this example, if you sell 10% of your bag every time it goes up 20%, you only have to get to 24 cents to at least not be in the hole anymore. So you have a $5 total value, but remember you still had that $100 initial investment. So to get up to where you have at least your investment back, you need to have your total value above 100. And going by these numbers, you only have to hit SPS at a 60-cent price to get back your initial $100 investment and then be $18 ahead. So if you went and you sold all of your SPS and at 60 cents, selling 10% all the way up, you have 234 SPS left. If you said, you know what, I just want out, you can sell your 234 SPS that you have left at 60 cents, and that will get you at a total value of $117.92. So minus your $100 investment, you made about 18 bucks. And that's just if SPS goes back to 60 cents when it did start at $1. Now let's say you're like, okay, I'm just going to wait for it to go back to what I bought it at. I bought it at $1. I'll do this all the way to $1. Where will I be? Okay, if you keep selling your 10% every time it goes up 20, by the time it gets slightly above $1, you'll have 171 SPS. So you've got 70 more than what you started. Your SPS value is $176 as opposed to 100 when you bought it at $1. And your total value, if you just sold all your SPS, and took the cash that you had on hand from selling on the way up, you would have $207.84. So buying even at the peak, riding it all the way down to the bottom, and then waiting for it to recover all the way back to where it will, looks like you about double your money doing this strategy. Now this is a worst case example, and crypto never does this. It never goes straight down, and then it never goes straight up. You always have, rises and falls, kind of like Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been trading in the 18,000 or so to 24,000 range for the last how many months. So I kind of took a small example of, let's say it did that, where let's say you bought it around 8 cents, and every time it went up 20%, you sold 10% of your bag. So if you bought $100 of SPS at 8 cents, you would have 1,250. It goes up 20%, so you sell 10% of your bag, get a little bit of cash set to the side, and it triples. So it goes from 8 cents, and it rides these 20% increments all the way up to 24. So you're like, sweet, it went up 3 times, a 3x. But then it starts drifting lower, and it ends up going all the way back down to where you started. Okay, using this method of buying the dips at 20, selling the rises at 10%, if you start at 8 cents, it goes to 24, goes back down to 8, you will end up with 1,650 SPS, where you started with 1,250. So you've got 400 more than what you started with, and your total value is about the same. So even though you're right back where you started, look at how much you've grown your bags using this method. So, like I said, I'm still looking at this and debating numbers, kind of crunching the rises and falls and trying to go through different scenarios. But as opposed to just hodling, I mean, if it's 8 cents and you've got, 1,250 SPS and you just hodl, when it goes back down to 8 cents, you would be right back where you started. You'd still have 1,250. You wouldn't have 1,650 SPS. Now, if it goes back up, you've got, 400 more SPS than when you started? You've got 33% more. So as this kind of rises and falls, your asset, SPS or whatever it is that you bought, seems to grow and grow and grow. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I wanted to share these numbers with you guys. If you're not into numbers, this is probably just not interesting to you at all. But like I said, I've always kind of wondered about, how much do I sell? What percentage do I sell? And you can play with these numbers however you'd like. Maybe 20% is too much. Maybe you're like, okay, well, maybe I'll buy every time it goes down 10%. Well, then I would think that you would sell every 5% of your bag. So that seems to be kind of the sweet spot. Every time you have a dip, buy twice as much as you would when you sell it at that same price, if that makes any sense. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. I'm going to go through and I'm going to crunch some more numbers, go through some more scenarios. One final thing is if you do this first scenario where you buy 20% dips all the way down and you don't sell 10%, you're just like, okay, I'm just going to hang on to it and let it go up and then sell to break even. Your break even price is only 33 cents. So if you bought your 100 SPS at $1 a piece, you spent $100, you wrote it all the way down, you spent that extra $143, so you're about $243 out of pocket. What price does it need to be for me to break even? Once your 746 SPS hits about 33 cents, you can sell it all and break even. So that's kind of powerful too. It's like you bought it $1, you can sell it 33 and still get your money back. So a lot of numbers to look at, a lot of things to think about with this scenario. So I hope you guys found it interesting and insightful. Drop some comments below. And like I said, I'm going to update this and go through some more number crunching in the future, but I thought this was kind of interesting and maybe gives you kind of a rough, good guideline of when to buy and sell. Whatever your price is, whether you bought at the top or bought at the bottom, Um, grow your bags on the way down, buy the dips as they say, and sell a little bit on the way up and just stick with it. So I think this strategy works better than hodling. So thanks for watching, guys. Drop some comments below and I will see you in the next video. Take care.